G'day and welcome to another slow and steady video here on the channel. My name is KT and today we're going to take a look at Ride 6. I've been playing this game early access and now put about 15 hours into the campaign. I thought actually I'll try my hand at a review. I'm going to talk about some details. We'll sort of go around the game as best I can. I'm quite a new channel, so we'll tentatively kind of walk through. We're rocking a Ridefest livery there on a bike, and that's because just over here we have a riding school. Now I have completed 8 of 8 gold, and you're on kind of like a basic bike that you would imagine you'd start your racing license with. However, you do not need to start with the riding school. You can dive straight into the career. This is something that can be picked up at a later date. I still got to dive in and do the Bridgestone riding school of the Mugello Masterclass, so we've got to go back into that, and then you've got 3 riding schools in total. This one then is the Enduro. Like I said, I've only done the first one, which is riding basic, but a lot of fun, and the difficulty level is not crazy for me anyway. It didn't seem too crazy to get the golds. Certainly with Gran Turismo, some of those golds can be quite unobtainable. So we've got a riding school. While we're here looking at the dealership, we've got new bikes which you can go into the dealership. We've got all your favourite brands: Aprilia, BMW, Ducati, Indian. These are your baggers, which is interesting. I'd never really seen the baggers before this game launched. And we'll talk about some of the details on the bikes and stuff as we go. Honda, KTM, Kawasaki, Norton. Always good to see a Norton kicking around, looking pretty fine. The details on the bikes, I don't know if many people have mentioned it or spoke about it, but I think the detail on the bike is not as beautiful or as finely detailed as Ride 5. This is as close as you can get to the bikes as we zoom in. We'll have a look at another one as we go. Let's continue out. We've got Suzuki. Take a look at a couple of the Suzukis. What should we have a look for here? This is a 2017 GSXR 600, and again, let's just get rid of that there. So again, it just looks, I mean, maybe it is quite plastic. So you remember in Ride 5 you could walk around the bike, and I really enjoyed that. Now I'm not saying the bikes look bad by any means. Again, it's just a personal opinion. I think they did look slightly better in Ride 5, but again, you know, you may differ from me to that. Of course, we've got Triumph, which is always nice to see the Triumph Daytona. That was it 2017? Like I said, that is the closest you're going to get to these bikes, but they do sound quite good and very different as well. Moving on, of course, we've got Yamaha as well, and let's dig up a R7. We've got an R6 kicking around, 2019. So yeah, I'll let you make your opinion on the detail of the bikes. So talking of the bikes, that's the new dealership. You've also got used bikes now with the new bikes, similar to the way Gran Turismo do it. Anything over the age, so 2020, 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going to find in the new dealership. However, if you scroll over to the used bikes, here's where you're going to find all the older bikes. Now there's a catalogue in here that refreshes every fortnight. Here we have 12 days for the new bike catalogue. I've picked up most of these bikes. This is a 2010 BMW. Here we've got a Ducati 1993. I remember this bike back in the day, a 1994 RVF Honda, and love that livery. Again, if we were to zoom in and have a look at it, I'll let you make your own opinions. It still looks good. Like it still looks good. You know, who doesn't like a little bit of you know, bike? Well, let's keep this family friendly, but you know what I'm about to say. Moving on, we've got a 2006 Kawasaki here, spin this around, 2014. So here you're going to find a lot of the classic bikes. 2004, a 1998, 1981. Is that a Suzuki GSX? There we go. and finally the Honda 1985 RD500. Earning money has not been that hard. You'll see my level, top right hand corner, is level 92. I've definitely put over 10 hours into this game. We'll talk about the career in a second. You can see that I'm nearly at 1 million credits, so 900, yeah, that's right, 905,000 credits. Credits are not particularly hard to find in this game, and the bikes, if you were to look at some of the, if we've got the legend bikes here, so this bike here is a legendary bike, a GSX 1100 Katana from 1981, and look, it's only 13 grand. So these legendary bikes are not going to cost you an arm and a leg. They're 20. This one's 20 grand, and so that one's a bit more expensive at 80. So not too bad. That's your used bikes and your new bike dealerships. And we've covered the riding school. Multiplayer, haven't dived into yet. I'm still on early access. Let's have a quick look at it. Got Casey Stoner there on the right, and we've got lobby, public lobby creation, and we'll have a play with that another time. Back to quick modes, you'll find that we've got single race, time trial, and endurance, and we'll be diving into some time trials to look at some of the sound of these bikes as we go through. Career mode here, you'll start off in this event here, and you've got 210 of 210. We've got the scooter maniacs here, which is quite fun with the scooters. You can see I've completed it there, 170 of 170. Up here we've got the Sport Bike Light Cup, and then we go through, we've got the baggers, Superbike World Masters, some Enduro stuff here. Here we've got some road racing with, that's a livery from the TT, isn't it? Dirt and Dust, Ride of Nations. You can see your fame level basically unlocks all of these events. So top right hand corner, again where my money is, you can see my fame level is 1.500 or 1500. We will slowly unlock the 1600 next, which is the Beasts. We've got James Toosland here, Troy Bayliss, the Carrera guy, forgive me, I don't know so much about the dirt bikes. We've got Casey Stoner, what's that called? A Stoner class, yeah, so, and you know, you'll slowly unlock this as we go. Now, I did get a trophy for saying that I've unlocked half of the career, still working through it. There's a lot here. I think it's probably going to take you, wow, I don't know. See, here's the thing. When you get into these type of things, you get multiple races. So before we jump into time trial, we'll take a look at the top right hand corner, which is game experience. I currently run a pro bike and have done on all the live streams you will see upon the channel. So we can see that we can choose between arcade and pro. I haven't run the arcade, to be fair. Automatic brakes off, joint brakes off, automatic steering off. Transmission, I do run a semi-auto. Used to run manual back in the day, but I'm getting old now. I think if you do choose manual, then you'll get those 4 white bars around the pro setting. But I literally just run automatic gearbox. Automatic throttle off, trajectory off, off track aid, turn that off as well. Rewind feature, I also have that, and you would have seen if you watched any of my videos that I don't have the rewind feature, and so I get a plus 56 reward bonus on my playthrough. So we're going to head to Donnington Park, and I want to pick up first and foremost our little scooter. I think it makes sense to take that scooter around. Where is it? Here we go. So we'll come straight out on our scooter with our custom levers. Now, you'll get bored of these very quickly because the top speed, although I don't have the full rev counter up, is about maybe, I don't know, it looks maybe 60 miles an hour, so this is about as flat as it will go. Are they any fun? Well, I don't know. They're okay for a single event. Either they're pulling back quite far for the animation of the brakes and leaning backwards. But I don't even know if we'll manage a full lap with this because there's not much to see really with our scooter. Let's pull up and just have a look at the side. Okay. So you will have scooters in the game, and there is a single event up on the careers. Let's get to the next bike. Okay, so let's see what this little Aprilia can do. As we come over the start straight, push triangle, you can change up your ABS, your traction control, your anti-wheelie. We've got engine brake there, and we've also got the power that's on full. Traction control is currently on 3. Feels quite nice, so just to navigate down into the train of curves. The bike feels pretty flat. It doesn't feel like that bad, even on a pro setting. Let's bring that traction control down to 2 maybe, and just see if we get this a little bit squirrely. Should we take it off completely? Again, it's only a little 400, so I wouldn't imagine it would give us too much aggression there on the back wheel. No, again. Now manual gears would give you the ability just to drop it down a couple, and probably that would be the way to go for me, but it's we come off there, invalid that. Oh wait, that's okay. Did I set up the GP circuit, or is it a national circuit? Looks like the GP, so we'll brake around here. Back wheel sway in there as we come over round into the car park section. I've been lucky enough to stand around many points of this circuit. I think that's why I've got a particular I feel like an affinity with the track, if you like. Just one more. Now, see, that traction control wasn't really, even with the traction control off, wasn't giving us too much trouble with this little Aprilia. Yeah, that throttle was flat, and there we go for our lap. Let's go and take out another bike. Oh, should we take out the 1994? It feels like it'd be rude not to. I wonder if I can just take off that plate. Let's have a look at the customization, because I may not have touched it for this bike. Customize components. So you got powertrain. So we've got a carburetor, which I have put on. Now, here's the thing with this, really. You've got your stock carburetor. You can see that it's minus acceleration top speed. But when you put any of these on, whether it's the top left-hand corner, Athena, Della Lotto, all that other brand there, they're all the same rating. So there's no real sort of picking a balance. Oh, this one, this carburetor sort of does this better acceleration, and so yeah. So when you go through this, obviously you've got camshafts. I have replaced the camshaft in real life, not on a motorbike but on a car. But as I said, they all got the same rating. So whether you choose, apart obviously from the first one, which is the stock one, but you could just choose hot cams or Piper cams, and it won't really make any difference. Let's just purchase that one there. So let's get back into let's come back out, and we'll go to accessories. Now we can knock off the mirrors if we want to. Might leave them on just because it's a nice old bike, but I will take off that plate. And let's take this one for a spin. So we find ourselves in the pit now with the RBF Honda 750cc from 1994. And we'll go for a flying start. Oh, already sounds quite lush, doesn't it? So that number plate now off the back. And like I said, you can put any livery on you wanted to, really. Let's brake, say, about here. Now there's probably some of the 600s that would smoke this 1994, but it's just it's the old bikes that I really do love. As we come back after training, can I get it nice and clean? Got some classic white rims. You can change all the colour of the rims as well. Let it stop. Come past the Castle Donnington there. Again, can hold it flat through that one. I don't know if I'm coming in particularly good. No, not particularly. Like I said, I never professed to be the best here, but again, pro bike, and what we've got traction control again of 0, so it's not giving me too much trouble there on the back wheel. You do get the front washout if you hunker down too much on the front brakes. Coming down this chicane, we'll brake about here. See how that looks? I'll get it stop, just about. not particularly clean, but oh, look at that back wheel getting out. That is your traction control off. So a lot of fun, certainly with the dirt bikes, which we probably should bring as well. You pop all that front wheel, so you will get a bit of a squeal if the bike's going to go, and that's sort of your first warning that the front is going to wash out. Normally brake on. Oh, we're deep. Okay, this has led us nicely to the gravel pit. Now, there's a bike game that I covered just recently. It's up on the channel. It's SBK 22. It's a solid game. It's hard as nails game, but the bikes get damaged when you crash. The levers get dusty, and here we are on Ride 6. We waited 3 years for this title. Bear in mind, SBK 22 came out in the year 2022, so 4 years ago. Here we are in 2026 with our brand new Ride 6 game, and I haven't seen any damage on the bike. The animation here is okay, but the back tyre just will not get caked in sand. Let's just come out of here because we're miles away from the track. But it's just disappointing, you know. I would like to see a little bit of grass being kicked up from this bike, and I'd like to see some gravel stick into that soft compound tyre there. And as I said, if you check out the SBK 22, you'll see the tyres and levers getting dusty when you slide into the gravel pit. Sadly, that's missing here. And also you'll find that with the dirt bikes as well, which we'll also quickly cover. So that is our RVF Honda. So here we have our race modified R1 Yamaha, rocking the 74 plate. Now we're going to have to brake much sooner, probably about there. It's just before that red, which is still trying to get it stopped. Now I might have to dive into that traction control and just put up a little bit, because this thing's going to be a bit beastly on the back. So traction control now 3. As we, oh crikey, note, the back end has gone out. So yeah, now these things, as you would expect, the 1000cc are going to be a little bit more, certainly when you get into pack racing, if you see any of the live streams that we've done over the last couple of days, it can get quite gnarly, to be honest with you. We might bring that traction control right up to 4, just as we edge round this Donnington circuit. But obviously you're going to have to treat the 1000s with a bit more respect. As we tip it in quite nicely through there, I've got to say, back on that throttle, just lean it over. No, we're on the grass. Not my best showing, but that's okay. So I think we should head for the dirt bikes now. Oh, we should do a bagger. That's what we should do. Now, wow. I'll let you know what you think, really. Yeah, maybe I should play around with manual gears. I could drop it down to neutral and just give it some beans. Anyway, I'll be right back. So as we come around with the bagger, now I'd never really heard of the baggers before. Followed the GP for a long time, bit of superbike, and of course I followed the TT, but never had I seen the baggers before. It's like a touring bike, really, isn't it? It's something you would see on the Route 66, and I believe that they're super powerful. As we come back again on the Donnington, we'll take a look at the tracks as well next. They're okay, they're pretty powerful. You can sort of rub up alongside another bike, and you know, as you're running around in a pack. And yeah, I don't really know what to say about it. You find a lot of these bikes on the larger tracks, certainly like Mugello. I haven't seen Silverstone. We need to take a look at the tracks. Let's look at the tracks next, but that's your bagger. And they're not as bad as you think. You know, you get the races done. Have I got an affinity for them? Do I think they look sexy? No. But they are what they are, and I suppose really, you know, they've opened my eyes that they exist, I suppose. And I think I have just worked through, sorry, as I just messed up completely. But yeah, not really my cup of tea, really. But nonetheless, good to see different bikes in the game. and gives a good variety to Ride 6. So the first one we have here, number 1, is Blue Wave Arena. I think that's a made-up track, but I may be wrong. So forgive me if I get any of these wrong. We've got 3 variants on this track, and it's based in the United States of America. Blue Wave Circuit again, which looks like another edition of the Blue Wave Arena. Blue Wave Enduro, which is like an off-road track. We've also got CTMP, which is a Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Is that a real circuit? I think that might be. But we'll just go through them and you'll know yourself which you recognise. Daytona, of course, International Speedway. 3 variants on Daytona. Laguna Seca, that doesn't need any introduction at all. We've seen it in many games across many games. There's only 1 variant of Laguna Seca, and that'll be the one that you have in your mind. Nevada, that's got to be a made-up track, isn't it? Road America, that's a circuit, isn't it? Road America in America. Road Atlanta, I should just go through them and not talk about them really. Portugal, the Autodromo International Algarve, I think that's a real track, isn't it? Is that a real track as well? We've got the Alps. I'm making a mess of this, by the way. Brands, finally, a track that I do know. Brands Hatch, 2 variants. You'll have the Indy and the GP circuit there. Cadwell Park, we're coming into my own now. So just a single variant there on Cadwell Park in the UK. Donnington Park, 2 variants. There'll be the car park version, which is the GP. And there's obviously the national one, which is down that straight, and then chicane back onto the start straight. French Riviera, Imola, of course, that's a real track as well. Le Mans, how many variants on Le Mans? Just the 1. I recognise Le Mans and know it from MotoGP. How many variants on Imola? Just the 1. Magna Core, again, a real track there. Monza, just the 1 variant on Monza. Mugello, so now we're getting into tracks that I know. The Nordschleife, again, just the 1 variant, I would imagine. Isn't it a shame? I was about to say, if you've got the Nordschleife, why wouldn't you have the Nürburgring? I can see it, it's coming up. The Northwest 200, we've got a Northern Ireland road race here. Super cool to see some road racing. And I did some on a live stream, and it's insane. So I might bring some of that to Biking Sunday. We've got the Nürburgring GP, 2 variants there, so that's good to see. The Red Bull Ring. We have the Riccardo Tormo. Is that I think that's the old school Riccardo track that you used to see in a lot of the very, very old Formula 1 games. That's quite cool to see. The Southern 100, so that's good to see. That's road racing here in the UK, so we'll definitely be bringing some of this to the channel on Biking Sunday. Stelvio, I'm not sure of. The Ulster GP, again, another road racing circuit in Northern Ireland. Fantastic stuff. Where are we to? We're up to number 30. We have the Auto, a track in Italy, maybe a real circuit. We have another one in Japan. We've got a Cappadocia Rally. Fuji, of course, a real track. That's number 33. And I imagine they're going to bring more tracks to this game as we go through. South Africa, we've got Okayama in Japan, and Suzuka, of course, 2 variants of Suzuka. So there'll be that little small track around Suzuka, and then the full circuit, won't there? Back to number 1. So that's your tracks. The flying starts. Okay, so they do show as dusty, to be fair. I think what you find when you're sort of in a pack or fighting, there's not much dust that kind of kicks up, there's not much dirt. What we need to do is put that traction control off, I find, so you can actually get this bike a little bit sideways. Now it's quite an art just trying to get the back to step out a little bit like that. So it does take a bit of getting used to. The front again will wash out as well. It's like feathering the throttle on and off again. You'll probably do much better than me. it's good to see. I must admit I quite enjoyed my time with the off-road stuff. I'd like to see a few more jumps on there. But like I said, there's just not enough dirt picking up on that tyre to really immerse you, you know, in this dirt bike. You know, it's also quite a flat surface as well. You want to see some ruts and stuff, and the bike all being kicked around, you know, as it says, off-road, you know. But again, I think you'll have a lot of fun here just trying to feather that back wheel out and just trying to get it to stay nicely as you drift around the corner, which is something I'm not doing particularly well, as we're sliding quite deep on that one and getting that back wheel out as much as I dare. But yeah, you know, I look forward to your thoughts about the dirt bikes and how I think they could have implemented it a little bit better. But we'll pull up here. Lovely. And that is pretty much it for the bikes. We've done the tracks. I guess it's my final thoughts. So I guess we'll wrap up now with my final thoughts. We'll go over to the career mode and just have a look. So again, you will start off on this one here and you will have locked bikes. The bike selection is locked and you'll work through all of these until the game really opens up. And open up it really does. You've got the scooter maniacs here that we spoke of before. And we've got the sport bike light cup here. Now, I did run old bikes in this particular event. I think one of the things that's a bit of a shame about this career mode, you sort of work through it. The super bikes are here that I still need to finish 180 of 210. The baggers I'm still working through. Haven't jumped into the Ride of Nations yet. Done a bit of dirt and dust, and we've done some road racing here. There's a lot of variety here, but I think I understood that the career mode would be you'd start off and you would choose whether to go track or dirt or bagger, you know, and it's not like that at all, really. You start off and you work through each event separately. So in many respects, it's still the same as the previous rides. That's sort of how it looks to me. Now, later, as you get deeper into the career, you will find that there is multiple events hidden underneath. So you'll get like free races. So it'll be like a small tournament, I would imagine, as you dive in even more. I think I found this in the superbikes as well. No? Okay. So yeah, certainly with the baggers here, look, you've got free races and the USA Bagger Tour. So as you go deeper in so look at all these events here. So as you get deeper, there's going to be more that goes on with each event the deeper you go. I think one of the saddest things really about it is that I remember on the very, very first Gran Turismo, and certainly maybe the second, is that you would start off with a used car. And I really would like that if you'd started off with a used bike and suddenly you feel like that bike is everything to you in your road to your career. And so therefore you would do some races, you probably come fourth, maybe third, you get some money, and then you put like a new exhaust on it, or you put a new carburetor on it. Slowly you get a bit quicker, you win that race then, and then you go through. And so with this game, you really run through it quite quickly. You can see I've almost got 1 million credits up there, and you end up throwing the parts on the bike all in one go, and it doesn't give a great deal of meaning or depth or love for the bike that's helping you on your road on Ride 6. So sadly that is missed, and you just end up going from one event to another, to another, to another. What's my final thoughts really? We'll just go back to the main page. I think if you're a bike fan and you own all the previous rides, then perhaps pick it up. If you are quite happy playing Ride 4 or 5 and you'll wait for this on a sale, this is why it's really hard to do a review, really. I guess it's an opinion. It's my opinion. And you know what we say about opinions on a channel. They're like assholes, and everybody has one. So what's right for me is not right for you, and what's right for you is not right for someone else, you know? So it's one of those. So whether you wait for a deep sell, I think there's a lot here. You can see that DJ over on the far side, and when you complete a race, you'll see all the bikes lined up on the front, and you've got this DJ dance music. Now, I have turned the dance music off, and so he thinks that he's playing a festival to all these people here, but actually I've turned the speakers off and he's just listening through his headphones. But you might be into dance music and you might want to bring that, to life. In some ways, I suppose going down the Ridefest, it would have been quite nice if you could choose which festival you would like a theme for the festival. If this had been a rock festival, I would have been all over it. But someone else might like something different. So I suppose if you're into your dance, then it's going to tick a box for you. But it doesn't really play a big part in the game, really. And you go through the career and you come back to this little hub that we've been walking around for the last half an hour or whatever. So that's it from me, really. My personal point of view, I really have enjoyed this game for the last 15 hours, and I'm going on to complete all the other events, and we'll be bringing it to Biking Sunday. So that's it from me. If you like the video, smash like on the way out. It's always super appreciated. If you're subscribed and part of the SAS crew, a massive shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you're not subscribed and you kind of like your trucks, bikes and horses, then maybe this is the channel for you. If you're an SAS crew member, thank you for going the extra mile. Thank you for supporting the channel here, and we'll have some member videos coming up each month. So thank you once again for supporting the channel in that way and helping me grow with all my ideas of thinking of what we can do here on this channel. But from me to you, take good care of yourself. Stay safe. The weekend is almost here. Ride 6 is out tomorrow, and I look forward to your thoughts. So I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy. I'll see you soon. Bye.